Yeah, this is a very simple short video on how to write cold emails that get responses. So what you should know beforehand is that you should not overcomplicate this. There are just three simple things that you should know. And just so you know, there's a document linked under this video that gives more in-depth information about how to write this. I've sent like 1,000 plus emails. I sent thousands of emails on smart lead testing campaigns, on email campaigns, so I do know what works, and I've made all the mistakes before. When you're generally writing, if you're right, I assume you're targeting up market, but just in general, you want to stick to three basic things. So you want to have a good introduction, so you should probably skip anything that has to do with explaining who you are and what you do. You should skip anything that has to do with you, because the prospect does not care about you. So anything that starts with hi, my name is, hi, I do, hi, I'm calling from, hi, I'm emailing from, you should discard all of those things, because the prospect does not care. The average prospect has like 10 cold emails received on their inbox per day, so you really want to get to the point. So in doing so, you just generally ask a simple question. So emails that have to do with asking questions tend to work best. So you could start with an observation. So it's usually observation. So, hey, I noticed you do XYZ. These observations are inferred from the ICP you're targeting. So the observation could also be an assumption or a question, but I noticed that observations tend to work best. So you could say, hey, I noticed you might be. So you're not actually saying they are doing something, because they might not actually be doing that. So they might. I noticed that you might be hiring more people for XYZ role. Are you looking to do XYZ? Is that on your table right now? It's a simple question, and then you can double down with, if so, I have a way to benefit. So observation, reason for email. So now I said before that you don't say the reason, you don't literally type the reason I'm sending this email. You want as few words as possible, because people don't really read emails. People tend to scan through emails, so it's very different. So they're scanning for things that are relevant to them. So observation, reason for. So what would that look like? Are you doing XYZ? So the reason can be inferred from the question asked. In fact, observation, this would be question. So now you will be asking a question which is inferred from what they are doing. So then when you ask the question, you can then give a CTA. So if you're going through XYZ, does it make sense to show how we'll be able to give results? So that would be CTA, benefit driven. Don't ask for a meeting. Meetings are hard to sell on emails. The best responses, again, I'm going to link the document so that you get like a screenshot. It's like a Google Doc where I show you exactly word for word how to write this. I'm just giving you like a general overview. This video is a general overview. The good stuff is the Google Doc that I would link down here below. This is just something you have to understand before you read that doc or you start sending emails, because a lot of emails don't get opened, and I'm sure you're probably going through this issue, but we need to solve this problem here. Then when you open the Google Doc, it will make more sense to you instead of rushing to the Google Doc before. So observation, you want to imply this. I don't expect you to be emailing an ICP like a list that you don't know anything about. So for example, I currently target staffing and recruiting firms, and so you have to know their lingo. More of this in the Google Doc, but let me just let you know, you have to know their lingo. So now, what would the observation look like here for a staffing and recruiting firm? Let's say you did a signal-based list. So you scraped people that are hiring for SDR roles, right? So you on your email, you just email them and say, oh, I noticed you are hiring for XYZ role. Are you looking to get in front of more employer clients and get people on your bench working? So things like the word bench, employer clients, executive search, Rex, REQS, that's the spelling. So when you use their lingo, they understand you more. And don't overdo it as well. Just be as simple as possible. So observation. Hey, I notice you might. Now that might is important because they might not be going through it. And then if you just say they are going through it, you lose a bit of credibility. So it's a double-edged sword. If you get it right, like if you say, hey, notice you are going through XYZ problem, they are more inclined to pay attention because like, oh, this guy knows something about what I'm going through. But then it's a double-edged sword because if it's not true, then you lose authenticity outright. So observation and question. Question about their problem. Are you looking to get more deals in? Are you looking to expand pipeline? Are you looking to hire more people? Are you looking to scale? Are you looking to adjust your operations? Are you looking to anything? So that's just a question, and then you want to tie that question into ROI and then benefits. So then, are you looking to adjust ROI so that you will be able to get? So do you see how that works? You don't just ask the question, you have to tie that question into benefits. So you see how that works there. You don't just ask the question. Let the question be tied to a benefit, and then your CTA, if so, like if you are going through, it just gives yourself the benefit of the doubt in case they are not going through this. But if they are, would it make sense to? Now that would it make sense? It puts the ball on their court. Like, okay, you're drowning. Would it make sense for me to call a lifeguard to save you? The obvious answer would be yes. So the yes has to, be a natural response. Hey, I notice you're hiring for SDR roles. Would you be looking to expand pipeline in the next quarter, and raise your revenue by 30% by doing XYZ? If so, I do have a way for you to be able to do that using XYZ mechanism. Does it make sense for us to chat on Tuesday, 12 p.m. EST? And then, you make sure you tie the meeting to the benefits. This also works for cold calls as well. Cold calls is more brutal than cold email, because cold email you can get away with a lot of things, but cold call you're right there, like you're in the middle of it. Timing is more important. Your pitch, your tonality, those things are more important. For cold email you can get away with a lot of things. So observation, question, CTA. Your CTA never ask for a meeting outright. Ask for permission to show a benefit. Alright, so never ask for a meeting outright. Ask for permission to show a benefit. So this is just a quick heads up. If you just need something more tactical, guidance is in that Google Doc. I'm saying this a lot, many times, so that you understand. This video is just to give like a high level overview on how you should approach things. The Google Doc has some more tactical information there. On the Google Doc, you'll probably opt in to my newsletter automatically, so you'll be getting letters from me on how to scale your B2B business on the acquisition side. So how to use acquisition through cold email, cold calling, and LinkedIn to improve your acquisition systems. Because when you're starting out, this is 80% of your work, and so I do talk about this on the newsletter. Just so you know, this is just a heads up that when you try and get a Google Doc, you're going to automatically be funneled into my newsletter. So just a heads up, just being super transparent here. I'm not really interested in hiding stuff. If you're going through any acquisition problems, so you need help with your copy, the infrastructure, you're going through deliverability issues, maybe your campaigns are not really where you want them to be, you can schedule a call with me down below. There will be a link there if you want to take this further and then fix your problems. That should be all for me. We'll be posting a video as much as I can. Yeah, like the video, do whatever the algorithm wants you to do, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Yeah, bye.